Okay, after my last project I got stuck with an Indonesian Affinity Stratocaster, which not a bad guitar. It actually plays really well. The only problem I have with it is that the neck is about 1/10 of an inch narrower, and when I play this guitar and then I switch to another guitar, I have problems. I kind of fumble the fingers, and that's just a little weird, and I don't like that. So I was going to sell this guitar. I've had a little bit of a hard time moving it, so I decided what I'd do is, instead of giving it away, I would convert this to a Nashville tuned electric guitar and just see how that worked. I'm gonna experiment with that a little bit. Never done that before. The Nashville tuned guitar is basically all the high strings out of a 12-string set. So you're using 6 strings, but you're just using the high strings. So to do that, I'm going to have to block the tremolo bridge on this. I'm going to have to actually put a wooden block in here to wedge it to make sure the bridge doesn't move anymore. That shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and block the bridge. I'm going to put new strings on it. I'm going to play it, see how it sounds. If it sounds really good and I just got to do it, I may take this guitar and, you know, sand this body down and refinish the whole guitar. I might even go as far as to reshape the headstock and make it look like not a Fender anymore, just for fun, because, you know, it's either that or sell the guitar really cheap, and I've got it, might as well play with it, right? Now, if there's something you can do wrong on one of these things, I'll usually figure it out by doing it wrong. This time I didn't cut my block deep enough. I finally had to go back and do it again. It's just a piece of oak. Shaved it a little on one side, and it should fit in there pretty well. And still doesn't go quite deep enough. I'm going to have to take a plane and cut it off because I can't put a pick guard on this right now. So I'm going to have to take a plane and shave it down, or maybe I'll just cut this corner off right here. Let me mark that with a pen so I know what I'm going to do. I'll just cut that corner off right there so I can push this down a little further and wedge it in. I wonder if it'll go in the other way. Nope. Interestingly enough, the block isn't completely square, so I don't want it going in that tight. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that corner off. I've cut this corner off a little bit. I've just chamfered that corner with a hand plane. Not everybody's going to have a shop full of tools like this, but I would recommend that you have at least one good hand plane if you're doing any kind of guitar work. And now I can just stick this down in there and it stays. It's not going anywhere. I'll put the cover back on there after I restring it, and we'll see what we got. We'll play it a little bit and see what it sounds like. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I recently switched to D'Addario strings, and the main reason I did it is because they color code them. It's easy for me to figure out which string is which. It's like such a stupid thing. They're great strings, they play well, and they're color coded, so I can figure out which one goes on which. I'm going to have to figure this out all over again because I'm using... Oh, hey, look. That's pretty cool. It looks like they put each pair together. The gold and the gold, the red and the red, the green and the green. That's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and string this thing now. Okay, again, if you're tuning in to see a great musician, you're in the wrong place. But as a follow-up, I did restring this guitar as a Nashville tuned guitar, set it up with the high strings from a 12-string electric 12-string set, and it actually sounds beautiful. I would, if anything, I would prefer these ceramic pickups that come with the cheaper Squier Stratocasters, because they actually have a really good bell chimey ringy tone to them that smooths things out. They don't have that hard edge that you get out of something like a Tex-Mex or Texas Special or some of the other hotter El Nico pickups. So it's a good choice for a Nashville tuned guitar. You will have to block the bridge. The only problem I'm having with it, and this is why I'm going to wind up putting regular strings back on this guitar and selling it and buying another one, is that the neck on this Affinity Stratocaster is too narrow for my huge meaty hands, and I have a problem with tripping over the strings. I thought, well, if it's a Nashville tuned guitar and it's got small strings, maybe that won't be a big deal, maybe I'll get used to it, but it doesn't seem to matter. If the strings are small or big, it's the size of the fingers on the neck that matters, and I tend to accidentally mute strings that I don't mean to here, and even when I put my finger down like this, I'm touching all 3 strings. So it's just too narrow, just a tiny bit too narrow for my big hands. If you got small hands, an Affinity Stratocaster would be a great choice for a Nashville tuned guitar. All you got to do is block the tremolo bridge like I did before, and put your strings on there and set up your intonation, and you should be good.